Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out. Pompero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws. Out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, into the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free of the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, guys, go to YouTube. Type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online. You want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I tried to make it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy, but some hackers got me and jacked me up. So on Facebook, I'm at Shawn.Sierra2025. On Twitter, I'm at ShawnSierra33. But on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok, I'm still at the Shawn Sierra. We got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, so it makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check the chat, because the chat is a little bit live this morning. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is in the house. Junior, what's up, Papa? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. He's like, Shawn. Then he goes on to say, the Cubs are not good. Cornelius Squalls in the Mickey Ficky house. Top of the morning, Shawn and Sports Owners. Let the Wemby era begin. Beat New York. Beat New York. Beat New York. Go. Beat New York. Beat New York. Go. Let's see. Cub fan. Woo. There's some uneasiness on the north side and in the Cub fan base. Some uneasiness. My man Junior says good morning to Cornelius. And Cornelius says, salute. Then they start talking Cubs. Junior says, I think the Cubs, if the Cubs don't make the playoffs, Counsell is gone. Cornelius said, Armando, unfortunately, they're not going to fire. They're not going to do that, he says. But fire Jed Hoyer. He also says it's not Counsell's fault when you compare the Cubs to the Dodgers or the Yankees. When they made that move, when they made no move to improve last year at the trade deadline, they were doomed. Yeah. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub talk. Cub fans are not happy, nor should you be. A lot of Cub nor should you be. All right, my man Shorty checking in from the ATL. What's up, Shorty? Shorts. He's in the house. Thank you for checking in, buddy. I appreciate you. Man, let me tell you something. I had one heck of a time yesterday. It was summertime shy is in full effect. So a good friend of mine, one of my former coaching colleagues, Ty Richardson, had a house music party over on the Riverwalk. And let me tell you, that was live. I can't even tell you. It was fun. I missed it. They started last year. I didn't go last year because I didn't. One, don't forget, I live way out in Bufu, Egypt. All right. But two, it was on the Riverwalk. Like, where am I going to park? Like, the Riverwalk's like not a easy place to get to if you're walking. I was like, I said, you know what? Fine. Well, I'll head down. So I did. And it was packed. Packed. And let me tell you, I was so happy that I went. It was just a great time. And summertime shy, man. Summertime shy is in full effect. I know we got. Let's peep this. These are my guys that I used to coach with. Guy on the left is my man, Tyrone Richardson. And the guy in the middle is a DJ, Boyce Jefferson. We all coached at Midwest Prep. So this is what it looked like. This was just one side of it. There are people behind the stage as well. It was a great time. I'm telling you, summertime shy is awesome. All right? It's awesome. It's a big shout out to my guy, Ty Richardson. So, man, Shawn was spinning yesterday. Wayne Williams was spinning yesterday, or along with Maurice, and AMG, and was another one, Sharon Amore. They all DJ'd last night. Then they had an after party. I was like, no, it was crazy. But what I tell you, I hadn't seen Ty in about a little over a year. I hadn't seen Maurice since we stopped coaching him at Midwest Prep. 21, 22. It's been 4 or 5 years. And what I always tell you, practice what I preach. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. Make plans with your people. All right, they had plans made. I'm like, you know what? Let me get down there and do that. Let me catch up with these guys. All right. But we're going to talk a lot of Chicago sports, man. I am fired up about this weekend. It was fun. And especially for Sox fans, Cub fans are a little annoyed, as you can see. And you have every right to be, man. You do. You have every right to be. It's frustrating. You guys are now down in third place. And here's the funny part. The White Sox actually have a better record than the Cubs. The White Sox have a better record than the Cubs now. AC Adam checking in. What's up, buddy? He's like, bear down, sports owners. I think I already said what's up to Shorty. If not, Shorty. No, I did say hi to Shorty. Top of the morning to you, sir. Top of the morning to you. But who would have thunk it? The White Sox have a 32-27 record, 5 games over 500, with a .542 winning percentage, and the Cubs have a 32-28 record, a .533 winning percentage, in third place in the division. Crazy. Remember I told you last week? I said, what's going to happen? And we got Cub fans debating and being a little. I mean, again, you're expressing your frustrations, but I told you it's going to come. It's going to come when what happens when the White Sox have a better record than the Cubs, and we're seeing it. All right, the Cubs were some people's choice or favorite to win the World Series, or at least get to the NLCS. Getting past the Dodgers is going to be a son of a gun. But now they're mired in a not a slump. They just broke their slump. So just coming out of it. They won one, they lost one. So you're looking at it like, okay, what are you going to do? Where are you at? You're going to go up, you're going to go down. So it's unfortunate for Cub fans that the Cubs are so unpredictable right now. It really is for you guys. Okay? We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about the boys on the South Side. Had one heck of a homestand. Okay? Had a nice 6-1 homestand. Remember, they just went 7-2 on their longest homestand of the year. The homestand prior, they went 7-2 and 6-1 in their last two homestands. It's 13-3. And let me tell you, that's key. When you can make your home stadium a place very difficult for other teams to play, you're doing well. The White Sox have a 5-game winning streak. And you know what they don't have now? This really sucks. They used to have it back in the early 2000s. So in the newspaper, they have the win-loss record, the percentage, gained behind the last 10 in the streak. 1-1 and 1-2. The Sox W5, 1-5. The Cubs lost 1 because they just won the day before. What they used to have in here was the home record and the away record. I don't have that info. The reason I know this is I used to make my 6th grade when I was teaching grammar school. I had a 6th graders calculate the percentage for their home record and the road record. So those 6th graders are phenomenal in math now. They're adults now. They're 30 something. Crazy. That's crazy. But anyway, so what the Sox are doing is making the rate a difficult place to come and play. And I agree. I'm not blinded by the lack of talent that the Sox have had to face, but Minnesota was right up there with us. Okay, we took 3 out of 4 from them. They were on par. They were a half game behind us. We took 3 out of 4. Detroit came. Detroit's the worst team in baseball. One of the worst teams in baseball. Definitely the worst team in our division. But you know what? That's not our fault. That's not our fault, nor are we going to apologize for the 3 wins that we had over Detroit. So you can sit here and get all pissy about, oh, well, it was just Detroit. Well, guess what? That's who was on our schedule. That's who we were scheduled to play, and that's the only team we could have played over the weekend. Hate to break that to you, but it does get a little tougher. All right, we're at Minnesota today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're off Thursday. All right, then we go to Philly. What's Philly's record? What's Philly's record? No me digas. No me digas. Up here. Here we go. Philly. Philly's 30-29. They're a 500 team. All right, we're equally yoked. They're a game over 500. We're 5 games over 500. Okay? So it's not worth. we're going to face a much tougher team. Although, again, Philly's not necessarily a world beater, but they got some power. They got some pop. All right, we got the Twins. Okay, 3 in Minnesota. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're off Thursday. Then we have a weekend set with the Phillies in Philly. Then we come home for the Braves for another homestand. We got the Braves, who are atop the NL East, 40-20, 66 percentage. Then the Dodgers come to town, the 12th, 13th, and 14th. Then we travel to the Bronx, the Boogie Down Bronx, 16th, 17th, and 18th. So it's a much tougher stretch coming up right now. But you know what? It's baseball. It's baseball. And let's not forget, teams have bad games. Teams have bad series. Teams have bad weeks. Teams have bad 2 weeks. Teams have bad months. So just because a lot of these teams that we're playing have good records now, you don't know where they are in their journey. They could be ebbing and flowing, or they could be ebbing instead of flowing. I'm not going to apologize for the caliber of teams that we beat. Because if we didn't beat them, then there's a whole nother narrative. Oh, the White Sox they play down to their competition. That's one thing that I really enjoy about this year's squad. They are not playing down to the level of their competition for the most part. Okay, sometimes you run into a hot pitcher, like who was it on? Was it Saturday? Or was it yesterday? It was yesterday. The pitcher was dealing. He was dealing, and the manager took him out. Like, what are you doing? Why did you take this dude out? Now, I was happy. Don't get me wrong. But, like, why are you – who's the pitcher? Detroit. Montero. 6 innings, 2 hits, 65 pitches, and he took him out. 65 pitches in 6 innings. It's about 11 pitches an inning. And he took him out. So, I don't know. Managers make mistakes as well. See who else is checking in. It's the South Side himself is checked in. What up? On a House Music Monday, it goes F Illinois politicians. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. They got something passed late, about 3 o'clock in the morning in the House, and they're going to pass it to the Senate, and the Senate's like, we're adjourning. My man Rick Gonzalez checking in. What's up, Papa? He's like, hashtag we better than the scrubs. FGB, F visiting Wisconsin. That's funny. Cornelia says, Shorty, I've been hating the Yankees all my life because they do whatever it takes to bring championships to New York. Yes. And remember, that's why they're called the Evil Empire. Because the Yankees would just throw a shitload of money at people. We want you. We're going to make you an offer you can't refuse. We're going to give you so much money you can't refuse. And they do. And they bought World Series. Guess what? That's competition. When you go after what it is you want, it doesn't matter the obstacle. You go get what you want. Let's see. Brandon Schutz checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? She said he doesn't like the Yankees either. But you got to understand, they did what they had to do to win. Boston did the same. The Dodgers are doing the same. And the thing you have to understand, and people like I don't get owners. Like the more you pay, okay, if you consistently make the playoffs, you consistently get playoff money. You get the money from the revenue, from the tickets, from the concessions, everything you get because you're playing longer. You get all those, and in the playoffs, guess what? Your stadium's probably full. Stadium's probably full in the playoffs. So all the money you spend on the front end, you make on the back end. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. From a competitive person's nature, I just don't get not trying to win at all costs. Legal. Hell, even illegal. I don't blame people for steroids and stuff. You're trying to win. You're trying to get that big contract. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, listen. Let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, let's get a crack-a-lackin', baby, with our top of the morning topics. All right. So don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
You should totally talk to him. No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean, you're so...
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Maybe the greatest drummer ever, arguably.
That is past the dive of Torkelson as Peters rounds the bag at first. Bobbled by Perez, but Peters will stop at second. Colson Montgomery high in the air. Back it goes. It is gone. Back-to-back games with a home run for Colson Montgomery. As the rate erupts, we got a tie game here in the 7th.
That's his 15th.
Sticks out the bat, and it's going to make its way into left field. Modroth rounding the bag at third. He's going to score. And the White Sox take a 2-1 lead here in this 7th inning.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Chicago Sports Network. Those were the good guys on the South Side yesterday. Woo, Charlie. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get a crack-a-lackin', baby. You know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic, which way do we go? You know which way we go. Stop playing. Stop it. You know what's up. The good guys from the South Side, baby. The White Sox yesterday. The White Sox beat the Twins 6-2. No, sorry. Wrong one. The White Sox beat the Tigers. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. That was nutso. Where'd that go? White Sox beat the Tigers yesterday. Swept the Tigers after a 2-1 victory. Burke got the start. No decision. Went 5 1/3. 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 punch-outs. Colson Montgomery, 1 for 3 with a homer, his 15th of the season, driving in his 36th RBI of the campaign. Tristan Peters was 2 for 3 with a double, his 9th, driving in his 14th RBI of the year. Jacob Gonzalez, the highly touted rookie prospect, was 1 for 3. Collected his first major league hit yesterday. The White Sox travel to Minnesota to face the Twins today. First pitch is at 6:40 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 a.m. The probables for tonight's game for the White Sox, David Sandlin, who just made his rookie debut, is 1-0 with a 1.50 ERA. He's on the bump for the good guys. He's going up against Minnesota's Joe Ryan, who's 3-3 with a 2.94 ERA. Bad news for tough news for the White Sox, man. I don't know if you saw it Friday. His attempt to beat out a double play, which he did. Sox slugger Munetaka Murakami will be out 4 to 6 weeks with a grade 2 hamstring strain. Yeah. That hurts. That hurts big time. He was leading the. He was one of the homer leaders in the American League. One of the leaders in the American League with 20 homers. Just having a great rookie campaign for the White Sox, and he was becoming a national story. He was becoming a national story when he got hurt. So that really stinks, and I feel for him, his family, and definitely the White Sox. But keeping it moving, the next top of the morning topic, Cubs Man, the Cubs felt it was crazy. Crazy. The Cubs falling to the Cardinals yesterday, 5-1. Jordan Wicks, he was on a bump. He got the loss. He's 0-2. He went 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, no 1 K. Alex Bregman provided the only highlights for the Cubs. He was 1 for 4, hitting his 5th homer of the season, driving in his 18th RBI on the campaign. Michael Busch was 2 for 4. Michael Conforto was 1 for 2 with a double, his 9th of the year. Well, the Cubs are off today, but they welcome the A's to Wrigley Field tomorrow. First pitch is at 7:05 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 104.3 FM or 670 AM. The Score. The Cubs are not in a free fall. They just broke that streak, 10-game losing streak, but then they won, but then they lost again. So again, they're at a crossroads right now. You can't go on another losing streak and expect to contend. You're in 3rd place now, although you're half a game out of 2nd place. Okay. No one's hitting, pitching. I mean, everything is going wrong for this team right now. And the thing you can only hope is they get this turned around quickly. Okay, so the thing you don't have to worry about is, can this team win? You know they can win. They had 2 10-game winning streaks and a 10-game losing streak all before the month of June. April and May, they had 2 10-game win streaks and a 10-game losing streak. That is insane. They're the first team in MLB history to have 2 10-game win streaks and a 10-game losing streak in the same season. That's crazy. But they have it. You've seen it on display. Now they have to reel it in, reel it back in, get focused. And the one thing that I think the Cubs should focus on, I think they should focus on just winning series. Just like the White Sox. All right. You go 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. That shit adds up quick, fast, in a hurry. Quick, fast, in a hurry. All right. So you welcome in the Athletics. The Athletics are 28-31. 3 games under 500, yet they're in 2nd place in the AL West. AL West is led by Seattle's 31-29, 2 games over 500. Oh my goodness. Let's see what we're talking about here in the chat. The Plankster's checking in. What's up, Plankster? So good morning and happy Monday, Shawn. Bears fan, Armando. Top of the morning, Brother Cornelius, Shorty, Michonne, AC Adam, Rick, FGB, Brandon Bernal. Oh, man. So you got some home cooking coming, Cubs. You must take 2 out of 3. That's the minimum. You should sweep the A's, but you must take 2 out of 3. You have to. You can't be messing around and playing around with these teams that are so far beneath your caliber. You're going to have to find ways to win. You're going to have to do it. All right, here's a key stretch for you guys as well. Let's see who's on your schedule. All right. So you got the Athletics for 3, and you got the Giants for 3. Wow. You got the Athletics who are under 500. You got the Giants who are under 500. You got a chance to really rake and get some wins. You can go 6-0 in this homestand. You can go 6-0. That is not beyond the realm of possibility. That's a strong possibility. And that's what you need to do. These teams are terrible. And as I said for my White Sox, I say it for you Cub fans. Don't apologize. If you go 5-1, 6-0 in these next 6 games, don't apologize for the quality, for the caliber of teams you're playing. That's who's on your schedule. You can only play the team that's on your schedule. Get back to what you had early in the season where you had 15 straight wins at Wrigley. 15 consecutive wins at Wrigley Field. Get back to that home cooking. Get back to protecting your yard. Because if you can destroy teams at home and just kind of split on the road, you will definitely make the playoffs. You'll definitely make the playoffs. Take care of business at home and play 500 ball on the road, if not better. But you have a lot of work to do. Cubs have a lot of work to do. And hopefully for them, they get it done. Like one of the things that I wonder, see, I haven't played baseball. I stopped playing baseball in 8th grade. Okay. So I'm not familiar completely with the grind. Like if I played in high school and or college, all right, there's more of a grind and, than obviously Little League and shit like that. Although now you got travel leagues and you got a million games. Got to travel the countries and you get the country for tournaments and a whole bunch of other stuff, but I digress. So I'm not sure how that affect. I can only presume or assume. Because unless you've played baseball and had a taxing schedule, you get it. Right now, the Cubs they can't afford to be tired. We're only in June 1st. Break out, cue up Bone Thugs and Harmony. June 1st, you got to get back to what allowed you to start off the season well. Okay? Craig Counsell's got to do a good job of getting the players to say, hey, listen. And it sounds like they got it. Saying what happened is behind us. Can't change it. We can't change what's ahead of us. We can only change today. We can only affect today. All right? They can't beat the Athletics today because they're not playing them today. So focus one day at a time and get to winning series. All right? The Cubs. And I think that's probably the majority of teams, or the approach that majority of teams take is one game at a time. But sometimes it's easier said than done. Okay? Now, is PCA coming out of his little funk that he was in early in the season? For Cub fans, you better hope so. Was it Saturday? The fans were chanting at him, overrated. And he hits a home run right into that section. That was classic. All these kids, all these young kids yelling overrated. They had their shirts off. They're waving their shirts around their head, yelling overrated, overrated. And he hits the ball literally right in the middle of that crowd. And I don't know if you saw that. Threw the ball back, hit a fan. He couldn't even get it back out to the field. That's what kind of a non-athletic jamoke this guy was. He threw it like this, and it went and hit someone in the first row, and then a Cub fan, actually. A Cub fan with the 1960s jersey, a throwback jersey on. Picked it up. I don't know if it hit him and he picked it up, or if it hit the guy next to him and he picked it up. But, yeah, I thought that was classic. That jamoke the ball back onto the field. And a Cub fan ended up getting that PCA home run ball. That was crazy. That was crazy. And just for my guy Rick, sad news, the Sky lose their leading scorer, Rickea Jackson, for the rest of the 2026 season due to a torn ACL. This guy can't even, man, they are just snake bitten. Snake bitten. All I can say. That franchise is, wow. Ever since Candace came home and took this team to a title, they have been an embarrassment, a laughingstock of the league. People wanting to leave from their facilities, to sharing their facility. That's the crazy part. From sharing their facilities. Remember, the old Berto Center up in Deerfield. Remember that one where the Bulls used to practice? Well, the city of Deerfield bought it, and it was a public rec center. For those of you who don't know, it was a public rec center, and that's where the Chicago Sky practiced. They didn't have their own locker rooms. They didn't have anything. They had to take their stuff out after practice. And they commuted to the practice facility it wasn't the Berto Center anymore. I forgot what it was called. But the Sky players didn't have their own privacy, didn't have their own training room, didn't have nothing. All of it was a public facility. And it threw everybody off. And luckily, I don't know what the hell happened. Who came up with a great idea that they build their own? Maybe they just started seeing other teams like the Vegas Aces, the New York Liberty. A lot of other teams had their own facility, their own training facility, locker rooms, training rooms, chefs at the facility. And as a player, as a professional athlete, you want this. You want them to take care of you, to put your health and your well-being first. Pour everything into the athletes so they have no excuses. They have the best opportunity to perform at the highest level. And the Sky didn't do that for so long. Then they got an infusion of capital. They got some more, some different minority owners. I know Dwayne Wade was one of them. I believe Gabrielle Union, I don't know if it's his wife or if it's just his girlfriend. But they came in and they became investors. Remember, Laura Ricketts is an investor for the Sky as well. She comes from money. She got that Chicago Cubs money. So they had that. They decided, they made that. And, man, I haven't been to the facility yet, but I definitely want to go see and check it out. But Sky going to be without their leading scorer for the rest of the year. Man. Cub fans, how disappointed are you? Let me ask you that. How disappointed are you at this stage of the game? June 1st, you're in third place. June 1st, you're in third place in the division. And I understand your pitching staff has been ravaged by injuries, but you know what? That's baseball. That's sports. That's life. You get thrown a curve and you still have to keep going. You know, you need people to step up, because here's what they haven't done for some people. You're given an opportunity. When the starters go down, people who are buried behind them on the depth chart or in AAA, you have an opportunity. And some aren't ready. Lou Gehrig was ready. When Wally Pipp went out, Lou Gehrig was ready. Went on to become the Iron Man, a streak that stood for decades until Cal Ripken broke it in the 90s, I want to say. But you know, there's an old saying, stay ready so you don't got to get ready. And that's where the opportunity comes for a lot of these youngsters. You look at the White Sox players, a lot of the White Sox players are taking advantage of the time up. Like Jacob Gonzalez yesterday got his first major league hit. What if he goes in 4 to 6 weeks, Munetake comes back? What are you going to do? Maybe not send Jacob down. Maybe send someone else down who's struggling. You want to make it to the point where it makes it difficult for coaches to send you down, because you've created such a trust value with the coaching staff, the managerial staff. When they start trusting you, it's difficult for them to send you down. Difficult. So, listen, we're going to take another break. On the other side of the break, we're going to get into some Bears. We're going to talk a little bit about the OTAs. We're going to talk a little bit about the state legislator that was supposed to have been passed, that went till 3 today. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. every day. No matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Every body in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Punch out forward, only give up 3 hits, and pass the ball now to the bullpen.
Fly ball left field. Velasquez back at the track and the wall. It is gone. Alex Bregman unleashes the power. Home run number 5, and the Cubs are on the board.
I said last inning the Cubs would need to pop one with a couple of guys on base. Nobody on base here, but.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those Cubs courtesy of NBC. Right, the Cubs were on Channel 5 last night in the Cubs-Cardinal, the next chapter of the Cubs-Cardinals rivalry. One of the best and longest in baseball. Cubs came on the short end, losing 5-0 on the grand stage. Well. Moving on. Let's talk Bears. So I was listening to my guy Nomad. Big shout out to Nomad. And he said something that I had felt, but I wasn't able to articulate it. And he articulated it pretty well. Remember when I talked to you guys about there was a oh no, Steve-O, you took it down. Jedrick Wills. You remember that? Well, he did a show, a part of his show, and he talked about Jedrick Wills and how he might end up being one of the, if not the best signing this offseason. And that was the same thing that I said, if you recall. I said, because here's the thing. When you're a left tackle, okay, when you are a top 5 pick, there's something special about you. Something special that they've seen in you. He played well in Cleveland, he just got hurt. So he's trying to resurrect his career. And the one thing he did was he decided to take the entire season, 2025, off. He wanted to take the season off because he wanted to let his body heal. Now, that is brilliant. To be able to take off a year, okay, and then you have a chance to come back completely healthy. You have a chance to earn a contract. It's a 1-year deal. We got him on. You have a chance to earn yourself a contract and continue to make money. You probably got about one decent you probably have 2 contracts left. 2 short contract, but 2. One for 3 years, another one for 2 or 3. The last one for 2 or 3, depending. You can still make good money. And you think about that. We're in need of a bookend left tackle, and I'm really anxious to see how well he comes back after sitting out a year. I'm really anxious to see how violent he is, how fundamentally sound he is, how aggressive he is. First-round left tackles, legitimate first-round left tackles don't grow on trees. They're difficult to find. How do I know this? Because not everyone has a stud left tackle. Everyone's got a starting left tackle. You got to have one. But it doesn't mean that he's a stud. And many are not. So, Jedrick Wills is a guy that I'm interested in big time. I'm also interested in Xavier Thomas. The speed was there from the first OTAs. It was evident. It was undeniable. Tyreek Stevenson got burned a couple of times, one by Rome on that one we all saw, slow motion one where Caleb throws it across his body as he's running to his right, hits Rome Odunze. And then Tyreek Stevenson is the one who got beat. And then the Xavier Thomas one down the sideline for Tyreek Stevenson is the one that got beat. So I'm hoping that's not a trend with Tyreek Stevenson, but I'll tell you this. And looking at Xavier Thomas, super duper excited. As we all are. We've talked about this already. One of the things that I was reading this weekend, this is what bugs me. I try to consume a lot of content, see other people's opinions, not to help form mine, because I'll make my own opinion, but just to see what other people think. We all think our own separate ways. We don't think alike. And one guy, I'm not going to put him on blast. One guy said the Bears' worst signing this offseason was Neville Jennings. Big Nev. Said he was the worst signing. He didn't fit the bill. He didn't fit Dennis Allen's scheme. And I'm thinking to myself, why would they get him? Why would they sign him off in free agency if he wasn't a Dennis Allen fit? That's for starters. That's for starters. Secondly, I don't know if this guy has ever had any playing experience in his life. The guy who wrote the article, again, I'm not going to bust him out. But to say he's the worst signing in the offseason when you're coming out of OTAs, so you're gonna evaluate a defensive tackle with no pads on, his helmets, shorts, and a t-shirt, and you're gonna claim him as the worst signing. How is my question? Offensive and defensive linemen, you cannot grade them. You cannot evaluate them at all until they have pads on. You can see how quick they come off the ball. You can see how quickly they are, how explosive they are, but you can't see how powerful they are. You can't see how vicious they are because you don't have pads on. Trey Mack from TSP checking in. What's up, Baba? Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. This is wait. Stevenson got beat in 7-on-7 OTAs. Cut him immediately. No one should ever get burned twice in OTAs. Obviously some tongue-in-cheek there. I wasn't saying to get him cut or anything. I just think those 7-on-7s are designed for offenses. Offense is a big an advantage. And before people say, well, it was team. Okay. When you're not in pads, it's favoring the offense. That's simple. Let me just tell you, everyone gets beat in 7-on-7. Doesn't matter who you are. You can still be a great corner, but you've gotten beat. That's one point or another. So I'm not worried about Stevenson yet. And according to Al Harris, Al has talked about the maturity level of Stevenson. Said he's in a different place. He looks a lot more mature, a lot more focused. Looks like he's really ready to take a step forward and become the opposite corner of Jalen Johnson, become the stud they thought he could be when they drafted him out of Miami. It's according to Al Harris. Al Harris is his position coach. So he's not going to say, oh, he sucks. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. But you don't have to go out. You don't have to go all that way to praise a guy. Yeah, tongue in cheek. Yeah, I can tell. I've just been hearing them on other platforms complaining about Stevenson. People can't do that. It is. Trey, have you ever played football before? I mean, just give me a yes or no when you get a chance. You know, but if you know anything about football, you know that 7-on-7, even in team, yes, okay, cool. So we could talk maybe on a little different, a little higher level. Did you play high school, college, professionally, anywhere? That lets me know how high we can go as far as talk. But if you say college, you can talk pretty high. We can talk pretty high. So if you played football before, so obviously you know it's, you know, people. The Bears are such a story that there's people make it a big deal about literally everything, overblow everything. All right. Last year, a well-known reporter, I mentioned her name on the show, and she was like, oh, it just feels different. It feels different in Hallis Hall. Oh, she was 2 years ago. 2 years ago. And we're like, it feels different. Like, what feels different? Like, what you're seeing could be different. But when you feel like, I just didn't get it. And she was upset and whatever. Well, first of all, Trey Mack, thanks for for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. I do. Hopefully, if you found a home, hopefully you enjoy the content, and you come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. to 11. So people do stuff just to get clicks, and we still have BTSD. Bears traumatic stress syndrome. We're so used to the Bears screwing up. We're so used to the Bears falling short that we can't truly believe in our Bears and, hell, our Sox, our Cubs, our Bulls, our Hawks. Because we've been hurt too many times. There's not been one franchise that has been solid for a good 10, 12-year stretch. Oh, you followed me? You came from Nomad. Cool, man. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. Introduced to you through Nomad. Cool, man. Thank you. Where was I? Oh. Sometimes when you play football, you're easy to lose. Easy to lose your train of thought when you get hit in the head 30 years in a row. I'm trying to think of exactly what we're talking about. And I'll get back on it. Somebody put it in the chat real quick. I just need a reminder. Something to get me back on track. So people will do this and they'll say things because they want clicks. They'll say things like, "Oh, he got beat." Oh, and they get crazy because of our BTSD. All right. We haven't had a team here over a 10, 15-year stretch that's been consistent. You got 3 or 4 or 5 years good, maybe. And then we've had 3 or 4, 10 years bad, 15 years bad, but maybe a good year or two sprinkled in. So that it's easy for us as Chicago fans to fall back on it as opposed to saying things are different now. Because how many times have people said things are different? The reporter, "Oh, things are different. It feels different here." And then they got blown out in the last year of Eberflus. Like, yeah, I thought things felt different at Hallis Hall. But I think I truly feel this is because it's a different regime, and because the way he goes about his business, we can have a little more faith in this coach. We have a little more faith in this regime. Okay? We haven't had maniacal coaches like Ben Johnson. First of all, we haven't had coaches who are as intelligent as Ben Johnson. Play caller, great offensive mind. But the guy's maniacal about being the best. And he's got a quarterback who's maniacal about being the best. And you put those two together and they get along. I mean, what was the first thing Caleb said when he came back? I am so grateful that I get to call him a coach. I'm so grateful I get to call him coach. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing. Grateful that he's my coach. You know what I mean? That shows the respect that he has. That shows how much he understands how maniacal Ben is, how intelligent Ben is, how Ben can take him, who's maniacal, to the pinnacle. Remember, Caleb said he wants to be the best quarterback ever. Okay, cool. That's a lofty goal. You got to get to work, but you need someone to help you. That's why you have coaches, to develop you and bring the best out of you. And unfortunately for the Bears, we haven't had coaches, especially position coaches, pull the best out of our players all the time, especially at the quarterback position, which is the most important position in sports. When we don't have someone to demand the best from our quarterback and develop our quarterback, let's go all the way back. Justin Fields. God, I hope he does really well in Kansas City because he's got a guy who can develop quarterbacks in Andy Reid. Mitch Trubisky, same thing. I think he's not playing in Kansas City, but he had Nagy. Nagy got weird. Okay. The amount of quarterbacks that have come here to die and be undercoached, underdeveloped is staggering. The only team worse is Cleveland. I feel the only team worse is Cleveland. Which explains our PTSD. However, this is different. This coach is different. He showed you last year it was different. He showed you, and the results showed you this was different. Now, people are going to say, well, you won 13, 14 games with Nagy, and the following year, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. But did you see, and I'm not talking feeling here, okay? Because feelings come from fact. Feeling comes from what we see. Our feelings come from facts, from our thoughts. We saw Caleb lead this team 7 times, 8 in the playoffs. We saw that. We saw 4 receivers go over 600 yards last year. We saw that. We saw a rookie tight end take over and lead this team in receiving yards. We saw that. We saw this team not give up and the resilience of this team when they were down. We saw that. So when we can say, so now when we say this year feels different, it feels different because of our expectations, because of what we saw. Not because, my feelings are involved. Your feelings come from thoughts and from facts and things you see. You saw those things. You saw a quarterback who has that fourth quarter gene that that all quarterbacks do not have. You saw the coach be maniacal with his team from OTAs to minicamp, to training camp, to preseason, to the regular season. I told you, this guy is another Belichick with a much better personality. He has a lot of coach talk, but Belichick was very angry at the media. One-word answers. If he didn't like it, he wouldn't answer your question. But his demeanor, his outlook, and probably the way his relationship with the players seems straight out of Bill Belichick's How to Be a Hall of Fame multiple Super Bowl winning coach playbook. Shorty says, my PTSD is gone, Shawn. Shorty was drinking the Kool-Aid before the season. Shorty, I'm telling you, I was about to eat my words last year. You said the Bears are going to win the Super Bowl. I was like, damn, they should have got to the NFC Championship. I mean, they should have got to the NFC Championship game against the Seahawks. They should have beat the Rams last year. Should have. Miscommunication between Caleb and DJ. They should have beat the Rams in overtime. Both teams had it. The Bears had the ball back. Next team to score wins. Shorty was on it. He's like, Caleb's going to lead us. 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 That's what Shorty was on all year long. From jump. I was like, Shorty, chill out, bro. Chill. It's year one. They don't know each other very well. They got to gel. They got to do this. And Shorty's like, nope. Caleb's my guy. Nope. Caleb's my guy. Shorty kept saying that over and over and over and over and over. From week one, before week one. Caleb almost got it done. Caleb and the Bears almost got it done. Almost got us to the NFC Championship game, where at that point anything can happen. You sit there and you say, well, Seattle's a great defense. Kenneth Walker, the third. Okay, cool. We had a very opportunistic defense. We had Caleb Williams. We had Roma Dunze. We had DJ Moore. We had Luther Burden, who at that point had really grown up in the NFL, was no longer a rookie. You had Colston Loveland, who was becoming a stud. So I would have loved to have seen the Seahawks Bears NFC Championship game. You're right, King Book of World. I don't know if I said hi to you earlier, Papa, but thanks for tuning in. Says Shorty's been the conductor of the Caleb train since they drafted him. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Cornelius, I'm definitely still pulling for Justin, just not when he's playing the Bears. I hear you. I hear you. Actually, I'd root for him against the Bears. No, I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know. I'd love for him to kill, and the Bears still lose. I win. Bears still win. Chiefs still lose. Because I just think he got a raw deal here. He got a raw deal. Had no 1 year he had one good wide receiver, a legitimate wide receiver. That wide receiver has a career year in yards and in touchdown receptions. But I digress. We are here now. It seems in listening to the players talk, there seems to be a sense of unfinished business with this team. In listening to the way they talk in the interviews, I told you guys I felt the same way after the 05 season that I was playing, 05 into 06 when we lost to Peoria, when they stopped the game in the torrential downpour after Peoria tied the game. We were up 6-0. Peoria tied the game on a touchdown, and we're wondering why they didn't call the game, because it was raining, it was pouring, couldn't play. A lightning bolt went through. We're like, dude, you got to stop the game. They kept the game going until they scored and then kicked the extra point, and they're up 7-6, and then they stopped the game. We felt so incomplete. We felt like we were robbed, which we were. We felt so incomplete. And this is what the Bears seem, when I watch them and I hear them, this is what I'm hearing. They feel incomplete. They feel motivated. They feel fired up and ready to prove that last year wasn't a fluke and that they should have beaten the Rams. I think we can officially say the Bears window is open. And for them to get to the NFC Championship game would not surprise me at all. As a matter of fact, that's probably the goal. NFC title game. Let's get there. Just get there. Get to the NFC title game, and we'll go from there. And the thing is, I think as quirky as Caleb is, he can lead them there. Him and Ben Johnson can lead them there. Okay? The reason we say we see or we feel it differently this year is we saw the video of Caleb and Jade Walker, Roma Dunze, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland. You saw them guys out in Southern Cal at USC working out. You saw that. We see the work that they're putting in. So we're expecting more. We're expecting much better from our team this year because we see them doing the work. We understand we have a maniacal coach. We have a maniacal quarterback. Both of those guys football's going to be the death of them. the preeminent thing in their lives right now is football. And then we see the quarterback working with his boys, his receivers in the offseason in LA. The respect that he has to have for everybody to come. Colston's from Idaho. Johnny Walker, I'm not sure where he's from, but he went to Texas A&M. I don't know if he's from Texas or not. Roma Dunze. Luther Burns from East St. Louis. Got all those guys that go out to California to work. Time to work. So this year when we say it feels different, we say it feels different because of all the things we've seen. King Booker says, y'all heard it here first. They have a maniac wide receiver in Luther Burden. Luther Burden. And I'll tell you what might be the best thing for him. I just saw on the Twitter machine, Luther Burden got engaged. Luther Burden got engaged. I think marriage is a good thing for people. Okay, generally speaking. And I think he was mature. He was a mature kid coming out, but I think this will make him more mature. Because King Booker World, you're right. This kid is different. He's a dog. He was a when DJ Moore was here. Now he's going to turn into the big dog. DJ's gone. This kid has that it factor. And I think because of what I've seen, because of the way his season finished, because of the work he's putting in the offseason, and the fact he's getting married, stability. And I know this may sound kind of weird and getting off the topic of sports, but stability, when you're coming from an unstable place. East St. Louis is a really, really tough town. High unemployment, high single mothers, high rate of single mothers. You want stability. And I think having a stable foundation in the NFL, now he's engaged. In the NFL, got his money, all right? Is engaged. He's going to have a wife soon. Probably a kid shortly thereafter. Stability is good for people. And when you come from an environment that's very unstable, stability can be the best thing for you. So don't be shocked if you see Luther Burden go crazy this year. Don't be shocked. Do not be shocked. And that's not a slight on Rome. I think Rome can still be a great player. I don't know if Rome ever had that dog in him. I never saw it. I saw talent. I saw talent out the yin-yang. But just because you're talented doesn't mean you have that dog in you. That's a whole different animal. No pun intended. Luther Burden got that dog, and he's got that talent. And it's not to say that Rome's going to be a crappy receiver. No, Rome could be one of the best receivers in the world, in the NFL. He could have 1,000 yards. But you're still not a dog. Like you still, when the shit hits the fan, who are you going to go to? When you need a play, who are you going to go to? Okay? Like, it's the way you play the game. there's got to be a lot of anger in there because you're not just trying to win, you're trying to destroy. You're trying to destroy people. And again, no disrespect on Rome Odunze, but you either have it in you or you don't. And I don't think Rome has that dog in him. Again, not to be disrespectful, not to say that he's not good. It's just it's a mentality. It's a good thought. Hey, you take it from Rocky 3, huh? You fight great, but I'm a great fighter. People go, so there are people who play football and football players. They both have talent to make it. The football player will destroy himself to destroy you. Yes. Yes. Just like Apollo Creed said when Rocky's like, oh, Stallion, you look good there. What do you do? You talk, you taught me everything you know. And that's what he said. You fight great, but I'm a great fighter. That's probably the best way to put it. Best way to put it. So we're looking forward to it, man. You know, the OTAs and you got to see the speed. And who just said that? Somebody just said it. Oh, goodness. Talking about Luther Burden, and someone said, given Cornelius, here it is. A guy with 4.28 speed with hands in Ben Johnson's offense. Look out. Yes. 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 That's what got me excited. That's what has a lot of Bears fans excited. Guy with 4.28 speed who runs a better route tree than he was given credit for coming out of LSU. I don't know about you, but I think LSU has put out a couple of good wide receivers in the last 10 years, 6 years, 8 years. LSU's put out a couple good receivers. I might want to go get one of those. Oh, we got one of those. Bingo. And we probably got the fastest one of those. So to look out and to see this guy with 4.28 speed who runs good routes. Let me tell you something. People don't understand. Route running is crazy. Jerry Rice was not the fastest guy in the world. He ran a 4.6. In a league where there were a lot of guys in his time running 4.4s. A couple 4.3s back in the 80s and 90s. Not as many as there are now. But Jerry Rice ran 0.3 of a second slower than most DBs who are covering him. And you know why he was so wide open? One, he understood zone coverages. Two, his routes were crisp in man. Always made you think he was going deep, got you to turn your hips, planted, or gave you a fake one way, planted went the other way, had DBs turning around. So good route running opens a lot of doors. Or should I say opens a lot of passing windows. And if this guy, Xavier Thomas, is as skilled as they make it seem he is in running all the routes, watch out. Watch out. So I'm high on this team. I'm high on this offense. All right. I mean, I've said that ad nauseum. None of these guys, except for Xavier Thomas and Sam Rouch have to learn the offense. Everybody knows the offense. They ran it last year. They're comfortable. And what did Luther Burden say? Said now he can play faster. He wants to play faster? I'm all for it. Because he played pretty damn fast to me last year. But there's a comfort level. There's a comfort level when you are familiar with an offense. Man, I played with the Chargers for what, 7 years? I played for the Thunder 8. 7, 8, 9, 2001, 2. I played 8 with the Chargers, 7 with the Thunder. After year 1, I knew all the plays. I knew who I had. I knew protection. I knew if someone messed up, how I could help from behind as a running back in blitz pickup. After year 1, most of the time was during year 1. So imagine these guys here. Imagine the confidence that they had after all the comeback wins. And like we talked before, I don't think we're going to have that many comeback wins because I think we're going to be ahead in a lot of the games. We're going to have a lead in a lot of the games. King Booker Will said, Chris Carter, another underrated route runner. Also the best sideline catcher I've ever seen. He was a great route runner. He wasn't fast. But, man, you run your routes tight. Cornelius says, another reason that's been overlooked with Jerry Rice is that Bill Walsh demanded his quarterbacks to throw the ball 12 inches in front of the receivers so they can get it in stride. Joe Montana and Steve Young had no problem throwing to the receivers in stride. None. That was master class. 2 professionals, 2 masters of getting it to the receivers in stride. If Bill Walsh demanded it, they did it. The one thing about Joe wasn't a phenomenal athlete. Joe wasn't the most gifted and talented quarterback to ever live. But we've mentioned it a zillion times. If you do all the little things, you take care of the little things, there are no big things. What did he do? He got the ball out in front of his receiver. He didn't throw it at his body. He didn't throw it at his back hip to slow him down. He didn't throw it way up to get him destroyed. He didn't throw it down, so receivers had to make fingertip catches. Nice, easy pass ahead of you so you can go get it and keep running. Cornelius, you're right. You very seldom see Jerry Rice have to slow down to catch the ball. Yeah, you didn't. And this is a step that Caleb has to take this year. Because if Caleb takes that step this year, Lord have mercy. With the speed that we have from the Luther Burdens to the Roma Dunzes to the Zavion Thomases of the world. He's doing fast, faster, fastest. Good, better, best. Fast, faster, fastest. You know what I mean? Let's not forget DeAndre Swift. Let's not forget Colson Loveland. Let's not forget Jade Walker. If Caleb continues to improve, and just because I say guys improve one thing in the offseason doesn't mean you can't improve two. If Caleb hits the underneath routes and hits the receivers in stride better, wow. I feel very, very, very confident that this team will be a juggernaut. The coach will not let them slide. And I think that's paramount. Ben Johnson, you will not slide with him. He demands everything, and everything he did last year don't matter this year. Don't matter. Start over. And speaking of Jerry Rice, Jr. says the only hiccup with Jerry was his rookie season with the fumbles. Then he fixed that the next season. Yeah, he did. He had a lot of fumbles his rookie year. But if Caleb does that, by that I mean hits receivers in stride and takes the underneath the shorter routes, Bears are going to be a Mickey-Ficky problem. A real big-time problem. And that's what we as Bear fans cannot wait to see. We just can't wait to see our offense dominating teams. We haven't seen that in a long time. King Booker World says, I heard somewhere Caleb said he's going to concentrate more on taking what's given to him this season. King Booker World, if he does, we are going to the NFC title game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because let's not forget, we still got a running game that can get after you. We got a running game that can wear you down. We got a running game that not only wears you down, but punches you right in the God-blessed mouth and says, now what? Say something. We have that type of running game. So now what do? Keep giving up 5, 6, 7 yards a pop, or do you bring a safety down? Oh, well, if you bring a safety down, now we have more room in the back to roam with my, no pun intended, with my speedy wide receiver core. Oh, and by the way, I got a stud tight end that if you forget about him, and by the way, if you forget about him, I got a phenomenal running back out of the backfield who can make plays happen if you forget about him. Things are lining up very well for our Bears. Things are lining up very well, very exciting for us to look at and expect to watch. We can expect. All right. I'm telling you here now, don't worry about the people. Oh, the Bears they're playing the toughest schedule last year. Blah, 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 blah. Don't give me that bullshit. That's only people who don't know jack shit about football who use statistics to create a story. I'm not saying the Bears don't have good teams. Let's get it twisted. The Bears are better too. The Bears are better too. So just because you're playing good teams, no need to worry about it. Fans, we got a good team as well. Yeah, it looks like it. King Booker World says in all the videos I see, looks like they all got bigger. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And that's a beautiful thing, man. Bigger, stronger, faster. Bigger, stronger, faster. Now the defense is where I'm concerned. Okay. How will Big Nev do? How will GervonDexter do? How will Big Nev do? What about Kevin Hardy? What about Montez Sweat? What about Austin Booker? A lot of question marks here. Okay? Sweat doesn't show up in big games or late in games. Is that going to change? I am a little concerned with the secondary. Kyler Gordon, soft tissue injury. Hadn't practiced all OTAs. Like, does this dude need to take a whole year off like Jedrick Wills did? Does Jalen Johnson need or Kyler Gordon need to take a year off to heal his body? Does he need to do that? King Booker World says, I want to see 10 plus meaningful in caps. Meaningful sacks from Sweat this season. I agree. King Booker World, we're right here. We're here. We're here. Meaningful. I mean, fourth down. Fourth quarter. The opposing team's trying to make a comeback. Take the lead. Third down. Bam. There's Montez Sweat. Kills the drive. Or made it from 4th and 8 to 4th and 14, 16. Shorty says, I want to see 10 plus from Booker too. Give me 6 to 8. I'll be happy with Booker. Unless he comes out like gangbusters. He gets 4 in the first 3 games. They're like, okay, we'll go for 10. Shorty might be right again. But the secondary is where I'm worried about. You got Jalen Johnson. Okay. Who's on the other side of him? You know, it's easy for Al Harris to say Tyreek Stevenson is a new man. He's doing this. He's doing that. I need to see it. I need to see it. I need to see it. So, what are we talking about, King Booker World? He says Kyler Gordon needs to stop trying to knock the bottom out of everything and just be gentle sometimes. That's funny. Shorty says, I just have this feeling Booker's going to turn into a stud starting this season. I think so too, bro. I think so too. I think he's going to have a very, very productive year. I mean, he's not hiding. He's not a surprise. All right. People have seen him the last couple of years, and it's been growing. His production has been growing. Right, he had to adjust a little bit because he was a little raw coming out of college. All right, coming out of Kansas. Because first of all, only reason I knew they played football in Kansas was because one of the kids from St. Rita went there a couple of years ago. Kidding, of course, I knew they had football, but I didn't know anyone who ever went to Kansas. So if we can. And I don't know. I'm not going to predict turnovers. Just can't. I don't know. But I think if Booker can turn that corner and become that legitimate and opposite of Sweat, I think our DBs are gonna feast on picks. And the weird part about it, not the weird. The one part about it is Al Harris coaches them into picks. Like him being our DB coach is priceless. He's played the game at a high level, all pro. It says, this is what I need for you guys to get more interceptions. Whatever that is, they're doing it. Or they did it last year. So now you got guys come in. So when he talks, DBs shut the hell up. DBs listen. You know why? Because Deshaun Wright, who was a journeyman his whole career, had one good year and got the bag. One good year Deshaun Wright had. Granted, it was a phenomenal year. But that's one good year. You'd never heard of him before. Everybody across the NFL landscape never heard of this guy before. Comes out, has one good year, boom, gets the bag. So if you don't think these DBs are listening to every single word that Al Harris has to say, you are nuts. Because if Al Harris can get me to at least just one contract, one big one, 4 years, I don't know, $35 million, $30 million, $25 million, whatever. 5 years for $25 million, or if not more, because that's only 5 a year. Rechange the outlook of my life, my children's lives. You're going to listen to Al Harris. If he can do that for me, if he did that for Nashawn Wright, he can do that for me. But I have to do my part. So I think the DBs are going to be very, very aggressive this year, which I need it to be a controlled aggression, because I really don't want teams, and Kyler Gordon was guilty of this early in his career, of falling for the double moves, flying like a bat out of hell, first move, get caught out of position. Whoop. But now he's been coached well. He's been patient. So, yeah. Hey, listen, folks, it was great talking to you. 3 hours come and gone. I want to thank you guys. What a great show. You guys are awesome in the chat. Mad love. All you mugs in the chat. From Shorty, to King Booker World, to Junior, to Brandon, to Cornelius, to my guy Junior. The Plank Star. I almost forgot him. Then I'm almost. I thought I was missing one. Okay. Anyway, if I missed you, my apologies. But guys, I want you to have a great day. It's going to be a high of 77 today. Out here in the burbs, that is. Not most likely. It's going to be a lot cooler in the city, closer to the lake. Yeah, high of 74 today in Orland Park, and it's 70 degrees. It's not going to get much warmer, but warmer. I don't even want to talk to you, Michonne, those stupid-ass burpees. But hey, listen, let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right? I say that all the time, and I don't say it lightly. Okay? Let your loved ones know you love them. All right? I got to get out of here. But 12:15, Sydney and Lakina on Second City Sports. I'll give you another 2 hours of entertaining Chicago sports talk. So make sure you tune in then. 12:15 today, 12:15 p.m. Central Time, Second City Sports, Lakina McGee, Sydney Brown. All right. I hope you guys have a great day. Get out there, enjoy some of this weather. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Boy, the SuperBack, I am out.
Come on, race the race.